Alright everyone, welcome back to the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with Fat Phil, and today we're kind of doing the secret plans for 2025. What am I planning on working on? What do I see for myself next year? And then, what is the biggest challenge that I'm going to face? And I do this every year where I kind of talk about the stuff that I want to be farming, and I'm taking a different twist on it this year because our account looks a lot different. You know, the path is I have a lot less directly in front of me. As your account grows, you'll begin to see this, where every year there's less and less for you to work on, from the sense that, like, my journey guide, there's 2 things I need to get now. There's less and less to do every year, and because of that, you have to change the way you make updates to your account and kind of be careful, because you're closer to that cutting edge stuff in the game, and you don't want to be spending resources on something that could potentially get you the next galactic legend or legendary unit or conquest, whatever it is. So with that, let's get into our video here talking about our 2025 plans. Again, please like and subscribe, comment down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. Let's give a shout out to our channel members for their continued support. If you're ever interested, you guys know where that link is. It's down below, along with a link to Discord. Please go check it out. Thank you again just for keeping the faith, keeping this community going. I really appreciate all of you guys. Let's get into the video here. Alright, folks, so the first 3 things are pretty obvious. Like, duh, mega duh, and, duh. Like, we're going to be getting Balin. We're going to be getting Darkseid Rey, and we're going to be getting GL Ahsoka Tano. That's a lot of big stuff in a very short period of time here. And I'll tell you what's kind of crazy about this. It's not just the caliber of characters, but it's the mods with them. The one thing that oftentimes I think we overlook is just how much goes into the modding of each of these characters. Now, fortunately, like, I've got a decent head start on Ezra Bridger here, right? He's got some better mods on him. And, there's mods there. Those are not the ones that will be on them for forever, but we've got a lot of modding to do. And it's going to really depend on how much I can save between now and then, the slicing that I do, and what characters I steal mods from. So, a lot of stuff to kind of work on right here. And this is the big stuff out of the journey guide. Once I do this, we are caught up in the journey guide. It would actually be, if I can get to Ahsoka and Balin before anything else, it would be the first time in this account's history that I'm completely caught up in the journey guide. Because we got Dr. Aphra this year in 2024 via the Lightspeed bundle. If I can get Ahsoka and Balin before something new drops, I will be officially caught up in the journey guide for the first time ever in this account's history. So that'll be a really big deal. And that's what I meant, that my path forward, like, there's not as much on it, because normally it's like, okay, I've got this GL, I've got this to do, I've got this to do, I've got this to do. And so now what I really have to think about is what other relic upgrades I need to make to this account. One of the things I will definitely be doing is Hera Syndulla, General Syndulla. She's only a relic 5 requirement for Ahsoka. We're going to make her a relic 7 anyways. We're going to take her to relic 7. I want that team relic 7 minimum. I'd love to try to get the full team to 8. I just am not willing to make that investment until I learn more about the performance. Because right now, Leia is really handling her, and not that that's the biggest of deals, but that does, I've always said, when a galactic legend has a really hard counter, their value diminishes, right? So I want to kind of see what that's going to look like. And this is beating her without, like, she's got her strong datachron as well, and Leia's still doing that. So I say that to say that for next year, I'm not willing to take this team to Relic 8 immediately until we get more data on what's going to happen. I think same thing up here. Not planning to take these guys to Relic 8. I probably will take Darkseid Rey to Relic 8 and match Kylo, just to give myself another character that I can use in some combat missions for Rise of the Empire. Now, speaking of Relic 8s and 9s, I've got a bunch of things here. So I would like to probably Relic 9 Ahsoka Tano. I have her up there. She's a tank. I don't know how much that'll happen, but Lord Vader and Leia, absolutely want to take them to Relic 9. They get a lot of really good benefit out of it. And then I'd like to relegate Kenobi and Jabba. I look at those two, and I think it makes a lot of sense that I probably should relic them just based on what the rest of the team looks like and what I can, accomplish. And then from a non-GL perspective, we're looking at Royal Guard, Maul, Ben Solo, Chrysanthemum, and Captain Drogon. So we want to flesh out that Rey, Lord Vader, Jabba, and then finally the Leia team. And I think adding Drogon to relegate, obviously going to make him better for, PvP, but more so on the Rise of the Empire side of things, having him at relegate will just allow me to build some different teams that, right now I'm kind of stealing stuff from, so hopefully it gives me some more options in combat missions, especially in those later planets. Because that is an area of focus for my guild. The more combats we can get done, the better. So any little things that I can do like that can have some far-reaching consequences of the good kind for my guild. So that's definitely something that I want to kind of consider and, keep in the back of my head as I'm getting into, next year. And then I really want this team. I really want this Rebel Fighter team with Luthen, Sharut, and Baze. What's holding me back right now, obviously signal data, but also just the Zetas on Saw and Luthen. I'm not fully prepared for, all of those Zetas, plus the ones I would need for Ahsoka and Baylan. So we're definitely kind of in a holding pattern there until we kind of get back to normal with the Zetas there. And not to say that I don't have a bunch. Like, I've got plenty of Zetas saved up for what I need to do. It's just I don't have the capacity at the moment to throw on a bunch of them right now and then go get Ahsoka tomorrow. Like, that's not going to happen. And so with that, guys, we get to, what's the biggest struggle facing this account in 2025, and it's going to be balance. It's going to be balancing my need for the new content with the need of my roster to evolve and look like we're almost 12 million galactic power. Most accounts that are my size have way more Relic 8s, way more Relic 9s. So I need to start focusing on those areas, and I'm going to have to balance that with making sure that I save things for whatever other farms come into the game next year, right? Because once next year drops and other requirements come in, the only thing that I realistically can say that you can bet will happen is that stuff will go up, right? That, you're going to need more Relic 8s, you're going to need more Relic 9s. So I think that balance of, hey, I want to make these upgrades, but I also need to save enough to, do something at the drop of a hat, I think that's where we're going to kind of end up being there. So I think that balance will resonate with a lot of you, of just trying to balance your old farms with new stuff, trying to balance, hey, my need for mods, but I can't just spend all of my resources trying to get 6 dots on every single character. I've got to focus on the key ones first and then circle back around. So that's just my list of things kind of looking into 2025. What do I want to farm, and what do I foresee my biggest challenge being? Let me know your thoughts down below. Please like, subscribe, comment. I love you all. May the force be with you, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, my friends.